We are live and we are back for the Health, Love, and Life and Adventure Show. And this is Coach Arnie, and this is a couple days before Christmas. It's getting close to the end of the year, and so we're going to have a little bit of fun today. If anybody's interested in getting a hold of me, I'm actually working on a new website, but it's still... There's my phone number. Best way to always get a hold of me is my phone number, or you can get a hold of me on social media. And I'm not that hard to get a hold of, so we'd love to talk to you. If you have any questions about adventures or living pain-free or whatever is bugging you. But today we're going to talk about finishing strong. And the key to that is a fast start, okay? But guess what? We're at the end. So let's talk about, we're going to reverse engineer this thing. Kind of like Stephen Covey used to talk about. Okay. That you start with the end in mind. So if you want to be, if you want to have a great 2022, don't wait till 2022 to start. I mean, yeah, it's the 22nd. And you might be asking, well, what's 9 days going to do for me? I don't know. Maybe everything. I'll just give you, for instance, I have a new client. He's in California. And I was trolling through my social media feed, and I noticed in one of my groups he was talking about knee and hip pain. Knee pain mainly, but hip. And I just private messaged him and said, hey, look, I'd love to talk to you. Whereas everybody else was just giving him advice. And I wanted to see if he was even open to it. And he was. And I shared, and this is a guy that was a coach, pretty good athlete, stronger than I am. Not a big runner, but wanted to train for what's called a 100-mile run in probably one of the toughest races there is in Colorado. And so we scheduled a call, and we had a call, and he was very curious. So we followed that up with another call. But one of the first things he told me when we first started talking, he goes, yeah, I think I'm going to start. I'll wait till next year to train. Now that was last week. So we're talking about now 2 weeks, really almost 18 days. So almost 3 weeks. And I said, why wait? Why don't you start now? Why don't you learn what you need to do now? And that way you're not wasting a whole month learning what you need to do, which you could learn now. He goes, So in our last conversation, before we started working together, he agreed. And this week I've been feeding him with a fire hose to get the information to him. Now, not everybody gets treated like that. And I'm not saying, that kind of special. Everybody has their own special. But what I mean by that is I'm giving him information that he can put into his routine now and learn. Because our goal is, and this week and next week, is to learn these things so he can sprint at the beginning of 2022. So the key to a fast start is a fast finish, which is why I said finish strong. And all of us here can do that. I mean, if you are listening to this and you don't know what goals are, well, we're going to have a show on goals. I usually do it by now, but believe me, we've got plenty of time, since 99% of the people out there don't usually even follow through with their goals. Most people are like politicians. They just run their mouth, and then God bless them. But, well, not the politicians, but it just goes away. It just gets them to the next conversation. Well, that's not what I want you to do. I was looking at my goal sheet, and I did pretty good. And not 100%, but pretty doggone close on some stuff. And that made me feel pretty good. So I will, at the end of next week, I will change that up and make some new goals, because I hit my big goal. And I want to continue to do that. Hit the big goal, because the little goals add up to the big goals. So So what do you need to do to finish strong? Well, to finish strong, you need to look at your current goals. Maybe you've changed them. You know, a lot of people, let's be honest, but in the first 90 days, most people have already bailed out on their goals. Over 90%. They bailed out. It was a thought. Move on. And whether it's losing weight, getting in a relationship, getting a new job, whatever, it's gone. And they kind of fallen back into the old routine again, which gets them in that old stuck position, or like they say they get in a rut. They get in a rut. And they stay there until something comes along to drag them out of the rut. So how can we avoid the rut? Well, we avoid the rut by looking at your goals, whatever they might be. Maybe you just want to do something in the next 9 days to start strong in 2022. Maybe you forget all that stuff that I wrote down at the beginning of the year. That doesn't mean anything. But this is what means something to me today. I want to lose weight. Okay, great. Well, I think, and we've even done shows on this, I think one of the best times in the year to start losing weight is right now, right in the middle of the holidays. And you can ask people to help you, because there'll be, do you think you're the only one that wants to lose weight? You could partner up, team up with people, and keep each other accountable at holiday parties. You could do so well, and you'd be so proud of yourself. I've got a guy right now. I've got two guys. One's lost 142 pounds. One's lost 95 pounds. But they had a desire to get that weight down, a burning desire. And when you get that burning desire for whatever you want to do, relationship, health problem, losing weight, business idea, relationship, you will figure it out somehow, some way, whether it's getting help or just figuring it out. I mean, you got this thing in front of you, this computer, this phone, and you can look things up, figure things out, and you'd be surprised at what you'll be able to do to find that goal and to finish strong. So what am I suggesting? I'm suggesting that either you look at your goals, if you're still following those, or you jot down a couple things that you really want to do, like lose weight, fix your relationship, get out of a relationship, find a relationship, job situation, I don't know. And you say, okay, what's one or maybe at the most 2 things that I could work on in 9 days? What could I do? Could I get up every day and at least put my shoes on and walk around the house for a couple minutes? Yeah. If you do that for 9 days, 5 more days after that, you're on your way to creating a good habit and a fast start to 2022. Just by putting your shoes on and walking around the house. Because that's called starting. And I don't care if you're the smartest man in the world, the richest man in the world, or the dumbest block on the planet. Or bloke person. We all have to start. We all have to start. And if you can start wherever you're at, like I said, just put your shoes on. Don't go buy any fancy shoes. Just put your shoes on. Don't need a fancy sweatsuit with a freaking your name on it. Just put something on. T-shirt, raggedy pair of shorts. I don't care. And walk somewhere in your. I've got people right now who are in a lot of pain. Hang on a second. Who are in a lot of pain. And I have them walking backwards in their house because it's cold where they live. And they're losing weight because they're moving. And they're feeling better because they're doing something. So start. So a great way to finish strong is start what you said you were going to do or what you say you're going to do. Forget the old stuff. What do you want now? What's changed? Heck, maybe you already got in that relationship. You didn't even think about you were going to get in one. Now you're in one. Well, maybe you want to make it better. What can you do? Well, there's a lot you could do. You can start looking stuff up. You can listen to an audio book. You can listen to seminars online. You can watch YouTube videos. I mean, there's a lot you could do to learn how to make your relationship better. Okay? What can you do spiritually? I mean, I just had a niece that I shared this with a little over a month ago, right before I went to the Canyons, a little over a month ago. And I suggest you get this very inexpensive, tiny little book. And she got it. She didn't waste time. She got it. Cheap. And then she wanted a strategy for reading the Bible. Whoa, that's kind of cool. And I talked to her about it, and she did it. And now when I see her, we have something else to talk about that I can help her with. But she started. So maybe you have some spiritual growing you want to do. How can you do that? Well, it's not hard. Just pick up your Bible or get on your knees or start praying from where you're at. God takes you wherever you're at. So if you want to grow spiritually in whatever you believe in, hopefully it's something positive, the God that I know will accept you wherever you're at. That's exactly right. Wherever you're at. Let me tell you a little spiritual story that kind of touched my heart. I have my middle daughter. She lives in Albuquerque, and they've had a tough time this year with stuff. So they were at church with her family, and last week, and so not Sunday, but Sunday before, so 10 days. And she said, I felt something inside of me when the pastor wanted people to come down to the altar and accept Jesus. And I had not known that she hadn't. And if you were to ask her, she would say yes. I mean, she's been going to this church for a while. But whatever it was, she had a strong desire in her belly to go down there. A burning desire. See, whenever you feel something in your gut, that's God talking to you. So she went down there. And then before she knew it, her oldest son was following her. She went, whoa, maybe this is why. And she went down there, and he came down as well. And he ended up talking to some people and really making some decisions, because he's old enough to make those kind of decisions. But sometimes we don't grow because we let opportunities go by. Now, my daughter took advantage of a burning desire, and she acted on it. If we don't act on gut feelings, intuition, whatever it might be, we might be missing out on opportunity. And let's be honest, a lot of us miss out on a lot of opportunity, don't we? So maybe you have something like that going on right now. Maybe you've got a burning desire to do something. Maybe, like I said, spiritual growth. I don't know. Maybe it's to help somebody else grow spiritually. I don't know. I'm not in your life. You have to understand that part of it. And so that's another way to start strong, is finish your spiritual growing for the year. What did God want you to do? Whether or not my daughter knew it or not, maybe she She came that day because she was supposed to help her son grow. Yeah. So we don't know until you get there and until you do it. And if you deny it, then we don't know. And then you're always thinking about it. What if I would have acted on that? If I would have acted on that, would this have happened? I don't know. Only you will know when you do it. You know, I did a thing here many years ago, and I used to have it on my my desk here. I had a little note card. It said, "Do it now." And one weekend I did that 500 times. Made it a point. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. So even to this day, and it's probably been 10, 11, maybe 12 years. When I'm thinking about something, there's a small voice that pops in my head that says, do it now. Just do it. Do it now. Because of that weekend of repetitive, creating a loop in my head that was based on, if there's something you need to do, just do it. Does it work 100% of the time? No. There are times when I'll go, I'll hear the voice. And I go, man, I can't do it right now. I got something else to do. That's on me. Because if I miss an opportunity in that realm, it's on me. I mean, it goes the other way too. You know, whether I might be sitting there doing something and busy, and the voice says, go talk to that person. Introduce yourself. I say, man, I'm busy. I don't have time for this stuff. And then you might miss opportunity. So I'm a lot better there. If I hear that voice or feel that sensation to, hey, my name is Arnie. What's your name? And then start a small conversation, find what they do, and move on. But you never know. You never know. Because most people don't do that. Sad as that is. Didn't used to be that way, but we've become kind of closing, especially today with all the craziness going on out there. Everybody's afraid to engage with people. And it's making us very anxious and depressed. So just something to think about. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about personal versus professional development and how it plays into finishing strong and getting that fast start. We'll be right back. All right. So welcome back to Health, Love, and Life and Adventures show. So let's take a few minutes and talk about personal and professional. Yeah, I'm actually working with somebody right now on this, and it can be a little unclear because personal. See, I try to since I don't work for anybody, I work for myself and I work with others, so I may help other companies out. So everything that I do, whether it's personal or professional, I consider to be professional. Someone says, what do you do for your hobby? Well, I mean, I have a hobby. It's called me. It's called exercise. It's called hiking. It's called adventure runs. But that's also my business. So I'm lucky enough to have been able to tie my personal and professional life together. So there's very few things I do in my life that's not related to those things. See, I'm not going to go out and do a wood shop project. I just don't do that. I'm not going to rebuild an engine. I don't do that. I've even stopped watching sports on TV because I have other things that are more important to me, like my books. I like to listen to audio books or read or study or learn more about exercise techniques and nutrition. To me, that's more important. And it makes me feel good versus sitting down and vegging out for 2 or 3 hours or longer, some of these games, which is fine if that's what you want to do. I just don't do that. And that's okay. So my hobbies are me. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And I like that. And then I carve out time for my family when it's necessary. Just talking to CC before the show that holiday time, sometimes holiday times are really rough for us entrepreneurs because we're so wired all the time. We're so on that it is harder to dial it back a little bit. And, I'm in, like I said, the fitness business, and but I've already been cleared to train this weekend as long as I know where I'm supposed to be at certain times, and that's okay. I'm okay with all of that. To me, that's real compromise. Me being a jerk would be, well, I'm not going. I'm going to go do this. That's being a jerk. Okay, but I can make it work. I always tell myself, because I love chaos, I'll make this work. And I generally do. I had an event a couple weeks ago, and I was going to miss my big day. So what did I do? A week ahead, I planned that. I took that big day and turned it into 3 days. And it worked out fine. It worked out fine. I could have pouted and been a jerk about it. Nope. Because I was all in for the other person on game day, literally, and was able to help them all day long with a smile on my face. Now, listen, there's no better feeling than helping somebody achieve their goal or do their thing. And I don't expect everybody in the world to be gifted and on top of good communication and the idea about helping other people and to achieve what they want to do. See, and I hear this all the time, and there's nothing wrong with the golden rule. Believe me, it's biblical. Come on. I'm not going to argue with that. But why don't we take it up a notch? I like to call it the platinum rule. I want to do for you what's important for you. As long as it's legal. I want to do for you what's important for you. Because my stuff, yeah, treat me the way I want to be treated, but maybe that's not the way you want to be treated. See? So I want to learn how to treat you your way. Because I know that's going to make you happy. To me, that I call it the platinum rule. No, you can't go wrong treating somebody the way you want to be treated, of course. But you can take it up a notch and treat them better. Treat them better. So if we can bring those professional and personal goals together, this thing has a better shot of breaking out of the 90% failure rate. How's that sound? Let's break that down. So tying them together is key. And you might have categories like physical, health, physical, which is your health and physical challenges, Like for me, I have my health and I have my physical challenges I call adventures. See, if I go to the Grand Canyon or somewhere else, last year was all Grand Canyon because I was really dialed in on what I wanted to do. And I just came up short on some of my trips, but I nailed my big one. But again, I'm tying in my personal with my professional because I take people to the canyon. I get people stronger so they can do the canyon. I help people eliminate pain so they can do other things that might be their Grand Canyon. And so by living my truth, by doing the Grand Canyon, by living my truth, I'm building my business and I'm building my personal life as well. Okay, so time together. So we can also look at that spiritually. We talked about spiritual growth a few minutes ago when I've mentioned my niece. She's growing spiritually by learning how to talk to God, how to pray, how to read the Bible. Now, this is someone who's been in organized religion her whole life, but she wants to learn, take it up a notch. And she's a school teacher. See? So how can she tie, and I'm not saying I've talked to her about it because I haven't. How can she tie that goal, which some might say is a personal goal of spiritual growth, into something that could be considered professional growth? Well, to me, it comes down to how you treat your students, how you treat your teammates on the staff, how you come off to them, how you love them, how you learn from them, how you set boundaries. Woo! That's a big word. Boundaries. That's a big goal. It's one of my goals for 2022 is to reestablish and solidify my boundaries. Okay? It's kind of funny that I look around, I see other people set boundaries, and then they get mad at you when you set yours. Good. That means you're setting good boundaries. And boundaries are necessary for everyone. So that's something that I do. So, but if she can learn spiritually how to grow and apply that into the classroom. Wow, right? Right? I think so. And she can, and she probably will, because she's smart. So creating those boundaries around the goal will give it a little more structure. So if it's a goal about your faith, you can sit down with yourself or a coach or a mentor and establish, is this a good goal? And does it offer me the ability to tie together with my personal growth? Okay. And we can look at like relationship stuff as well. When you look at a relationship goal that you might have had, maybe your goal was, I want to make my marriage stronger. I want my relationship with my girlfriend better or with my boyfriend better. Or maybe it's, I wish I could find somebody. I wish I could find somebody. Or I want to find somebody by June so I could travel over the country in the summer. You might have had that goal, but guess what? June's come and gone. So maybe you can attract somebody over the next 9 days, or maybe you could learn how to attract somebody over the next 9 days. That's the key. Because once you learn the how, you have the why. The why is, I want to find somebody. I'm lonely. I want to have somebody special in my life. Okay. then you're more apt to stick with it, especially if it's your idea. You'll stay with it, won't you? I bet you do. I bet you stay with it. So that's key, especially with the relationship stuff, because there's so many different kind of relationships that require you to start now. Waiting to the end of the year, next year, to improve the relationship with your kids might not happen. I'm staring at one right now. Not me, but kind of. I've got a relationship I got to work out with my sister. We go through these spurts. I can't figure it out. My brother was laughing at me the other day. And I go, yeah, I got to work this thing out. Why do I get stuck in these things all the time? Well, look, I'm the first one that takes personal responsibility for everything I do in my life. So if somebody that I want to have a relationship is not want to have a relationship with me, it's my fault. What can I do better? How can I communicate better? And that's something I have to work on. So I don't know, but I'm going to work on it. So I'm just like the rest of you. We all have our issues that we need to work on, whether in a relationship, there's so many variables as far as your relationship goes that you can be working on, okay? That you can be working on, changing, moving forward, learning about in the next 9 days, so that when you need to turn it on and get to that next level, you'll be able to. But sitting around going, well, we're going to have Christmas dinner in a couple days, and then they're doing this with their the motorbikes. Maybe they got a new trailer, got some new, I don't know, or maybe they're going to go hunting. That's cool. And, whatever they're doing, camping, fine. And you've just got to be, is that something that, fits into what you're trying to do? And if not, that's fine. But communicate that. But if it is, go all in and help them out. Help them achieve that goal. You'd be surprised. They might turn around and help you as well. But don't expect it. Love everyone, expect nothing. How's that? Love everybody. Because we don't know what they're going through. We don't know what somebody's going through. We don't know what the person driving crazy down the street, maybe they just got in a fight with their mom, their siblings, their wife, their girlfriend, their boyfriend. Maybe they just need a little grace. Show them a little grace. Because we don't know. Now, if we know, that's a different story. Then what did you do to prevent it? See, I'm putting everything on you? Yeah, because we are responsible. It's not up to the other person if we want to have a relationship. It's up to us. If you wait for the other person, you're going to wait a long time because not everybody gets it. If you're lucky and you find somebody that gets this thing and how to communicate and how to be in a relationship and how to build a relationship, you are way ahead of the game. I still have a client who just broke up not even 2 months ago. He's still questioning himself. What did I do wrong? And I go, I'm going to listen. I'm not agreeing. And if I have time, I'll give him some words of wisdom, give him a virtual hug, and tell him to move on. Now, I don't care if he wants to cry and moan and groan about his relationship. That's fine. I really don't care. I really don't care. But what I do care about is how can we move forward and be better when we're ready? That's the key. When we are ready. That's so hard because some people never are ready. You ask them, are you ready? No, not yet. Okay. I mean, it's a big deal. And that's the whole do it now thing. See how it all kind of plays together here? And that's why relationships are so hard. They're messy. You know why? Because people are messy. And we're trying to have a relationship with somebody and they're not behaving. They're not moving where we want them to move. They're not available. All the things that you said you would do, be available, be this, be that, give in on all your values, give it all away just to be in a relationship that you'd be totally miserable in. Because no one would respect you. No one. So let's do one more, and then we're going to finish up with something else. Yeah. I think it's important that all of us to have that fiery finish, that fast finish. If you've got a big, hairy goal, especially near the end of the year, whether it's a financial goal, whether it's a physical goal, a relationship goal, if you have something out there that you can see, you can almost touch it, it will pull you in and you will go for it. You'll be exhausted and you'll get up and go one more time, one more time, one more time. Like a little kid. You ever watch a little kid play? They will keep trying until they are exhausted and then they just collapse. Whoa. Especially if they're being encouraged. Especially if they're being encouraged. Okay? So to have, like I said, to have those big hairy goals out in front of you, it's going to pull you. It's going to keep pulling you. Even when it's getting close, it's December, and you're running out of steam, and you're like, can I take another whack at this thing? One more time. One more time. And then you have these goals, and see, that'll help you to, if it's a professional or personal, that'll help you to read books, watch seminars, YouTubes, whatever it might be, that's going to help you to be a little sharper. You'll do that instead of plotting down and watching TV or playing a video game. You'll work on you. You'll work on you. And that's huge. It's huge. It's hard to do. So, all right. So now is the best time to start. Right now. December 22nd, whatever the show, whenever you hear this. Start now. Okay? That's the best time to start. Best time to start anything is right now. Right now. Now, the concept here is when you start now, the concept is to run through the tape. So on December 31st of 2022, I want you to run through the tape to get whatever you want. Even this year, if you started tonight, today, whenever you hear this, whether you got 8 days, 9 days, 7 days, 5 days, 4 days, I don't care. Just keep running. So on December 31st, when everybody's having a good time, you are running. You are thinking about that goal that you're going to be working on, whether it's 90 days or I don't care. I don't care. If it's 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, it's your goal. That's going to pull you through the finish line. And as you're running through the finish line, you are into the next race. You're not sitting around and twiddling your thumbs. Okay? Now, it's okay to slow down and celebrate a little bit. Wave to the crowd. Look at me. Look what I just did. I am freaking awesome. Take a breather. That was good. But I don't want you to lay in a hammock. That's not good. I don't want you to be that guy or that girl that says, yeah, look what I did. I'm going to chill out now for a while. Well, that while turns into a long time. It's a lot harder to restart. When you are in your car and you start up, that's a lot of energy. When you go from 0 to 30, tons of energy. When you go from 30 to 60, probably half of that is energy or less. It's just a little tap on the pedal and then you're gone. That's called momentum. So you can build momentum right now by finishing strong and get a fast start. You get a fast start next month, next year, you're better apt to finish strong. That's super important. Super important. Finish strong. Okay? Finish strong so that you can get a fast start. Because if you're not having to relearn everything, if you're not having to relearn all the skills that you're trying to do, read books, listen to books, there's a better chance that you're going to be zeroed in on that goal as a personal and professional goal, because you can tie it together better. You know, whatever it might be. If it's running 5K, why are you running the 5K? If I'm running the 5K because I want to be in better shape, so I'll be more attractive to my spouse, you know, or I want to be able to do more work. Maybe I can get a raise. Great. So tie these things together. Tie them together. That pulls you through the finish line. And remember, when you get through the finish line, do not lay down. Keep your legs moving. Very important. Now, look, all this stuff to me is super important. It's super important because if you look around, most people just don't have a plan. And whether it's in life, in some event, it doesn't matter. They don't have a plan. The last thing I want to share with you is something that I call negative splitting. And I want to talk to you about it as an athlete and as a human being. As an athlete, it means you will start slower than you finish. Now, we all talk about doing that, but hardly anybody does. You start slow, finish strong. In the ultra world, we call that negative split. And I know that if you go over there, whatever your goal might be, okay, and you look at it and you break it down and you say, okay, I talked to a lady today. She's going to do a 5K in a couple weeks. I said, whatever the course is, when you hit 1.5 miles, that's when you can start to race. And I don't care how far behind you are. That last 1.5 miles, she's doing a 5K. You'll own that. And if we start to negative split things in our life, whether it's an adventure, a business, a relationship, where we're given more at the end than when we start, because we're moving, we're being smooth, we're thinking, we're planning, we're being strategic. You're not just flying off the top of your head and saying goofy stuff. You're thinking about it, and you're going to be stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And pretty soon you're going to finish strong, and you're going to get off to another fast start. All right. That's enough of me ranting. Guys, listen, this is Coach Arnie. I just want to wish everybody a very, very Merry Christmas. I'm not sure of the schedule here. I'm assuming I'm on next week, but we may have a change, but I'm not sure. But I want you to have a Merry Christmas. And if ever you have something you want me to answer, don't be afraid to shoot me over a text or give me a phone call, and would love to talk to you at 602-390-9144. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Talk to you later. Bye.